Mhm. Oh, is this working? I'm guessing it might be working. Huh, bit laggy. Seems a bit laggy. I don't know. I'm just trying this out. So we'll see whether this works or not. And certainly what's not going to work is the position of that. So, hello. I'm not going to wait for anybody to show up. I'm just going to get on with this and assume it's working. So I am on day 6 of Advent of Code 2025. Struggled with part 1. Did some refactoring, and I got some really helpful comments from one of my regular viewers on my channel. Hey everybody, let's stop that. And yeah, so these were comments. These were comments about the refactoring I'd done. I am going to roll those comments into my part 1 solution, and then copy that across and have a go at part 2. So the first thing was to do with white space, so split white space. Now, over the years of working with code and programming and that kind of thing, I've kind of got in my head that white spaces are the things that you can't see between words, which they are, of course. But in terms of Unicode, if we have a look at split white space, if we have a look at the documentation here, we say white space is defined according to the terms of the Unicode derived core property white space. So if we have a look at that, there is a Wikipedia page, and I want the one specifically for white space. Is this going to be it? Not this one, maybe. Not that one. White space character. Here we go. Unicode characters with property white space equals yes. And so here we've got like tab and new line. And so, of course, which are white space characters. So all that means is that in my solution to part 1, where I was getting my input into a VEC of i64, it's completely unnecessary to do this. So I'm replacing the new lines with a white space so that I can then split on white space. But actually, split on white space will handle that for me. So if I remove that line and run the test again, so cargo test dash dash package day 06 bin part 1, test still passes. So that's really nice. So that's good. That gets rid of a line of code. Other suggestions made by this particular person, who I have to say has been leaving some really useful comments on all of my videos. Thank you very much. I've got a lot of try into going on, so I that's a good point. So I'm unnecessarily casting this. So len will give us a U size, and it's not necessary for me to cast that to an I32. So we can do that and get rid of the all of that. Nope. And then the same here, we can do the same. Here we can get rid of the type annotation and delete forward to there. Get rid of that and then get rid of that. That tidies things up even more. Let's run the test again, check that that's still passing. It is still passing, that's good. I think I've got a few more occurrences. So yeah, down here, got U size again. So let's get rid of that. And then we can get rid of the unnecessary wrapping there actually, and we'll get rid of that. We want to stick a semicolon on the end there. And do I have one more? Yes, down there. So let's get rid of that. Delete. Get rid of that. And then, yeah, get rid of that. So I think that tidies things up a lot. Let's see if the test still passes. No, what am I doing wrong there? We have no... There we go, test still passes. So we've cleaned out quite a bit of stuff. Just... so I think we're in really, really good shape to, yeah, commit that and then copy that to part 2. And yeah, I think that should be good. So let's do that. Let's have a look at the diff first. Untitled, what's that? Let's get rid of that and then let's stage that and have a look at the diff. Oh, some nice red stuff that's going and some nice clean green lines that are coming in, so all good. We'll say day 6 part 1 more refactoring. Okay, and then we can push that up in a bit. So now we have part 1 nice and tidy, and we can have a look at part 2. So let's copy part 1 to part 2. I'll restart my LSP because that just seems to seems to be a good thing to do. Right, so here we go. First half of the puzzle, there we go, is complete. So part 2, the big, yeah, I need to look up how to pronounce this. But the big blah blahs come back to check on how things are going. When they see that your grand total doesn't match the one expected by the worksheet, they realize they forgot to explain how to read blah blah math. Isn't that the case? You put something into test, ready for test, and someone finds a problem with it. Always the way. Anyway, blah blah math is written right to left in columns. Ah, okay. I see. Each number is given in its own column with the most significant digit at the top and the least significant digit at the bottom. Problems are still separated with a column consisting only of spaces And the symbol at the bottom of the problem is still the operator to use. Here's the example worksheet again. So this, I think, is, yeah, if memory serves me, doesn't look unchanged. Oh, that's interesting. I think I've trimmed, talking of white space, I think I've trimmed white space, or had my editor set up trim white space. I might just copy this again and check that we get the white space. It won't matter with the puzzle input, but yeah, that seems better. I have the white space there now. And we have a different value to assert against. So let's pop that in there before we forget. So this is what we're looking for now. So reading the problems right to left, one column at a time, the problems are now quite different. The rightmost problem is 4, 4, 3, 1, 6, 2, 3. So right to left. Okay. So that 4, and then 4, 3, 1. Right, so most significant bit at the top, most significant digit at the top, and the least significant at the bottom. So 6, 2, 3. Oh, okay. And then presumably we add all the totals again, just like we did in part 1. Oh, this is going to be fun. So what have I got that's useful? Well, I'm thinking maybe we can, yeah, so the way I approached part 1 was to have the puzzle input all as one long line, and to think of it like one long line, and then to so I've got a for loop within a for loop, which is just plucking out the numbers for each column. So by the index essentially. So 0, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 8. So 0, 4, and 8, and then 1, 5, and 9, and then 2, etc., etc. So I don't know whether it's going to help us all that much in the in part 2. So what can we do with a string? I'm thinking of yeah, char indices returns an iterator over the chars of a string slice and their positions. So I think what I'm inclined to do for the moment is to comment this stuff out. See, I didn't have that last curly brace selected, and yet it commented it out. That's annoying. I have this problem with, I'm using NeoVim, and I have a plugin for commenting, and I'm not even sure which one it is, but it rather annoyingly doesn't handle the ranges overly well. So maybe we can say let numbers equals input dot chars will give me an iterator, I think. Yeah, and then I can collect that into a vec of some description. I'll let the compiler work that out for me. And then if we debug that out, whoops, debug macros give me trouble. Well, macros in general. Getting that exclamation mark in before I start typing brackets just doesn't seem to be a thing for me. So let's do cargo test package day 6. Binary is part 2 this time. All right, so we have some numbers. Oh, that's not what I intended to do. I wanted that. That's better. That looked a bit odd for a minute there. So what do we get? Yeah, okay. So we get these tuples with a that's going to be a U size, isn't it? And then a char. So is this going to be helpful? And we get the white space. Let's bring back up. We get the white space here. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then the white space, and then a 3, 2, 8, presumably. Yeah. So we've now got kind of like the position of each individual number within the puzzle input itself. So basically I could say, using the same approach that I used for part 1, how many have we got? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, so 15. So I would want I want to be sort of iterating with my loops by row and then line. So 15, 0, yeah, and then 15. So it would be line number times length of the line decreasing. So I move from right to left, something like that. I wonder whether I can still use my for loops or whether I actually need to come up with a new plan. Let's see how uncommenting this works. Yeah, okay, that worked better than I was expecting it to. We need to bring symbols back into scope. Get rid of that. Don't need this anymore. We've done nothing to convert our values to numbers, our puzzle input to numbers that we can actually perform math operations on. We'll get rid of that. Oh yeah, now we've got, yeah, and that is the issue that we've got here, because each of the elements within the numbers vec now is a tuple of so can we dereference here? We're not interested in the index. We are only interested in the in the value. Let expressions are not supported here. Yeah, no, yeah, okay, I agree. We probably shouldn't be doing that. So we don't want to do that, so let's undo that. But we want, instead, we just want, oh, do we just want one? And then we want to, I guess, pass that to an i64. Yeah, i64. And then we can unwrap it. Think no method. Because it's a char. Yeah. We do as i64. We can. We'll have an issue though, because I think we need to check if numbers index dot one, I think we can do is numeric, is somewhere in this list. Yeah, is numeric. Maybe we need this check. I don't know. I'm not sure. And you're not happy up here. Why are you not happy up here? Line count equals borrow of moved value numbers borrowed here after move. Oh, yeah, because we have that debug in. So it's kind of heading in the right direction, maybe. But yeah, I need to now mess around with my for loops, which is going to be painful. So I want to be counting. I basically want to be counting back from here to here, and collecting all of the digits in that column. So I guess I need the width of, which I don't have yet. So oh, an important message coming through. It could be tea time. Yeah, it is. It's tea time. Can you believe it? I finish this bit and then go and have some food, I think. So let width equals. Now, how are we going to figure this? The width out. Maybe we can do it with a find input dot find. I'm not mistaken. No, I don't want to be reminded later, and I don't want you to show me now either. Hoping my intention was clear. So let's have a look at find on string. Yeah, so I think it's what we're looking for. Finds the byte index of, returns the byte index of the first character. So I think we want to find the first new line. And now do we add a 1 to it? And once it returns, it returns an option. So we want to unwrap. And let's have a look. DBG macro. Let's have a look at what we get for width, which I think should be 15. We could get all sorts of nonsense out of this. Do I need to comment any of this out before I try and run it? No, let's just go for it. Yeah, 15. Okay, so down here, we get 15. So that's okay. So we want to do something like for column number is in, now we can't do that, can we? No, we can't. Not even that, but that. We have to do that. And then, if I remember correctly, we can reverse it. And do we want to, yeah, we don't want to multiply the line. No. Oh, hold on. No, I think that's right. And we might need that. Let's just dbg. There you go. I hear all kinds of all kinds of mess. That's what I create. The column number 15. Oh yeah, getting all sorts of out of index stuff. Right, I'm gonna have to have a look at this a bit later. But yeah. All right, so that's a bit of a start on part 2 of day 6 of Adventure Code 2025. Doing really well. I'm going to keep at it. I'm learning some stuff as I go along, and yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.